What if the next pandemic isn't started by nature, but by a line of code? At first, this seems like a wild idea, but don't lose me just yet. In fact, many experts are worried that the same technology that's saving lives could also be lowering the barriers to create dangerous viruses. So in this video, we'll explore how AI could accidentally assist in starting the next pandemic and the actual risks experts are worried about. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of the issue, the current debate on AI in biology, and what experts are doing to prevent this catastrophe.
Today we are canceling the apocalypse!
Throughout history, pandemics have shaped human civilization. From the Black Death that wiped out over a third of the population of Europe in the Middle Ages to the 1918 Spanish flu that killed more Americans than US casualties of World War I, II, the Korean War and the Vietnam War combined. And last but not least, all of us got to experience the COVID-19 pandemic, which deeply impacted our lives, what felt like almost overnight. For most of human history, these threats emerged naturally. Pandemic viruses typically arise when existing viruses mutate and gain the ability to infect and spread among humans. Or when we encounter a virus our immune systems have never seen before or haven't seen for a very long time. This usually happens through slow evolutionary processes or when humans move into new habitats where they get in close contact with wildlife and their exotic viruses. But today, a new source of potential danger is emerging. One that doesn't come from nature, but from our very own technology. AI is making real waves in almost all aspects of modern life, including medicine and biology. And AI has already led to some incredible breakthroughs. For example, the AI program AlphaFold can predict 3D structures of proteins in hours, which before took expert scientists years to solve and at a much higher cost. From my personal experience working as a researcher, large language models like ChatGPT and Claude are immensely helpful in speeding up processes like analyzing papers to quickly locate key information and write code for bioinformatic tools. This is all really great stuff, and AI is already helping scientists to develop new life-saving drugs, create better and safer vaccines, and make better diagnoses. And this is likely just the start, as AI technology is developing fast. But here's where things get complicated, and experts fear that the same tools that help us to cure diseases could accidentally or willingly also be used to create them. But before we dive any deeper, let's zoom out for a moment and discuss one important concept. History has taught us that the most powerful new technologies can be used for both good and for harm. Take for example nuclear power. It can light up cities and fuel industries, or it can be turned into a devastating weapon like the atomic bomb. This concept is also known as dual use, meaning the same knowledge or technology can either benefit humanity or pose serious risks depending on how it's used. And AI is widely considered a dual use technology. I mean, seriously, AI even says that about itself. So let's take a closer look and explore the potential risks of how AI could cause the next pandemic. There are three key areas experts are particularly concerned about how AI could lower the barriers for creating dangerous pathogens. First, idea generation. If you ask an AI, it will suggest viruses which have the potential to cause a pandemic in humans. Not only that, AI can even suggest genetic modifications that could make viruses potentially more infectious, more transmissible, or even deadlier. Second, design acceleration. What might take human researchers years to discover through trial and error, AI can propose in minutes. One example, a recent 2024 study showed that advanced AI models could actually outperform PhD-level virologists in solving complex lab problems. As someone who's spent years at the lab bench myself, I find this both absolutely amazing and deeply concerning. By the way, I will add links to all the studies I'm referring to in the video description. And third, knowledge democratization. This basically means making expert knowledge available to everyone. Specialized knowledge that once required years of education is becoming available to anyone with an internet connection. Of course you could say, but that's what Google already did years ago. I think this is true, but it is also striking how much easier and faster AI makes it to access this knowledge and also presents it in a way that is easy to understand for non-experts. So with AI, potentially dangerous information is spreading faster and wider than before. To better understand how these mentioned risks could actually translate into accidentally causing the next pandemic, let me walk you through an experiment. In 2023, researchers at MIT and Harvard conducted an experiment in which they gave groups of students, all without any life science training, just 1 hour to see if AI tools could help them create a deadly outbreak. First, the students asked large language models like GPT-4 a simple question: what pathogens could cause a pandemic? Within minutes, the AI suggested 4 potential candidates, including smallpox and other dangerous viruses. It didn't just name them. It provided detailed information about why these specific pathogens would be effective for causing a pandemic. Think about that. Complete beginners got expert-level information about deadly pathogens in minutes. That's the power of idea generation at work. Next, the students asked, how would someone synthesize these pathogens? The AI helpfully explained how pathogens can be created from genome sequences and even linked to specific scientific protocols. What usually would have taken years of graduate-level education to understand, these beginners accessed in mere minutes. This is design acceleration in action. Lastly, and here's where it gets really concerning, the students then asked where could someone order the genetic material needed to synthesize such viruses. The AI pointed them to specific companies that can synthesize custom DNA sequences and suggested some which likely don't screen orders thoroughly for dangerous content. This is knowledge democratization. To sum this all up, in just 1 hour, these students went from knowing nothing about virology to having a roadmap for creating a pandemic pathogen. But before you get too worried, this was a controlled classroom experiment, and of course no actual viruses were synthesized in the study. While all of this is concerning, based on this study, it shouldn't be concluded that anyone with just a laptop and access to the internet can start another pandemic. Today's AI chatbots can't actually walk you through the creation of a homemade pandemic just yet. Current models still miss out certain required steps, and it's doubtful whether some of these suggested pathogens, like the 1918 Spanish flu, would actually cause mass disease today, given existing immunity. So what do the experts say? Some experts are highly skeptical that the risk of AI-assisted pandemics is anywhere near. However, what the mentioned MIT classroom experiment shows is that AI is lowering the barriers to obtain potentially dangerous biological knowledge by making it more accessible so that even non-experts can get the right and, well, wrong ideas. As these AI models become more powerful, which they are, rapidly, if left unchecked, the risks are likely to increase. In a recent article in the journal Science, a group of scientists makes their point clear. Because of their general purpose nature, the same biological model able to design a benign viral vector to deliver gene therapy could be used to design a more pathogenic virus capable of evading vaccine-induced immunity. While today's AI models probably do not substantially contribute to biological risk, future systems can help to engineer new pandemic-capable pathogens. At the international level, as reported in the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, experts warn that the Biological Weapons Convention, our global treaty against bioweapons, currently isn't equipped to handle threats from AI-accelerated biology. Many potential AI-assisted biothreats don't fit the traditional definition of weapons, making them harder to regulate under current frameworks. And if you're interested in AI and bioweapons, make sure to also check out my latest video on this topic, which I will link for you here and in the video description. What's particularly not helpful when trying to answer the question if AI could assist in crafting the next pandemic is that we currently still lack enough systematic research into how AI could actually be misused in biology. Without clear models of risk, it's hard to design effective safeguards or make informed policy decisions. The good news is that we are not powerless. We are at the early stages of this technological revolution, which means we have an opportunity to shape how these tools develop before any harm is done. Here's what experts suggest we should do right now. First, responsible AI development. Companies creating powerful AI models should build in safeguards that limit how their systems respond to potentially dangerous biological queries, similar to how content filters work for other harmful requests. Second, clear guidelines for research. The scientific community needs updated standards for what kinds of dual-use research can be published openly and what requires additional review or safeguards. Third, enhanced lab security. As biology becomes more digital, cybersecurity becomes as important as physical security for laboratories. Fourth, pre-release testing for AI models. Leading experts now recommend that governments work with machine learning scientists, infectious disease specialists, and ethics experts to create comprehensive testing procedures before any biological AI models are released to the public. These tests would specifically look for whether an AI could pose pandemic-level risks. AI researchers and biosecurity experts need to work together consistently, not just react to crises after they emerge. And this isn't just a national issue. We need international cooperation. Viruses don't respect borders, and neither should our safety measures. The challenge here is finding the right balance. So what does all of this mean for you and me? AI is transforming biology at an incredible pace, unlocking insights that could cure diseases, extend healthy lifespans, and solve some of our biggest challenges. In fact, there's a lot of talk of how AI could actually prevent the next pandemic and not be its architect. But as we learned today, AI has the potential, if not properly safeguarded and misused, to lower the barriers needed for creating dangerous viruses. The next few years represent a critical window where the decisions made about how to govern AI technologies will shape the future of public health for generations. I believe we can navigate these challenges successfully, but only if we talk about the risks and take them seriously now. Thank you for watching. If this video was valuable for you, please consider to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the sciences and technology in the future. Share this video with others. The more people understand these risks, the better we'll all be prepared as a society. Also, let me know in the comments what you think it takes to navigate these challenges. I've included links to all the research papers and resources in the description below, so check them out to learn more. And if you aren't done learning for today, check out the next video where I explore the use of AI in biological weapons development. This video is a bit different, so let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, stay healthy and curious.